Hi, welcome to this week's episode of Why Did We Watch This Movie? I'm Finn.
And I'm Sky.
And today we are once again joined by...
Oh, me, Sai. Hi. Your favorite. You didn't do that last time. What the fuck?
Keeping you on your toes. Alright. And this week we asked, why did we watch Lara Croft, Tomb Raider?
So, Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
English I had to swallow. English aristocrat. Lara Croft is skilled in hand-to-hand combat, and in the middle of a battle with a secret society, the shapely archaeologist moonlights as a tomb raider to recover lost antiques and meet her match in the evil Powell, whose search of a powerful relic.
Sorry. Give me a minute. That's the first time I'm hearing this. Shapely
That's the
archaeologist.
Yes! Shapely archaeologist!
What the fuck?
Oh,
Because they're talking about her
boob.
luscious figure.
First off, not to put a
Finish.
girly down because, like, she's attractive, but
Yeah.
like shapely,
Angelina
honey,
Jolie is a sex symbol.
honey, that's
And that
like
sex symbol
you're like
is
a
stop
C.
sign.
You're like a C, honey.
As
That's
in
not
cup? Or...
Well,
yeah, as in cup. Sorry,
Well,
I forgot.
funnily
you don't
enough,
have bra.
that will come up in conversation.
It
Well, her
will?
C cups.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's wild how
Finn's
much
gonna be so uncomfortable.
I am.
it is ridiculous how much there is in this. Okay. Where do we want to start with this?
I don't want to start this time. You guys go for it.
Okay. Okay. So
Too bad. Young Daniel Craig, he's hot.
Thank you. Yes. Young Daniel Craig was hot.
Yeah, well, I say young. He was maybe like late 30s in this film.
All ages of no.
Yes, he.
All
What were
acting.
you about to say? Sorry, what were you about to say? Go on.
Anyways.
I think what you were trying to
whatever
say was
you just-
Daniel Craig has been hot as long as he has acted. As long as
Yes.
he wasn't acting as a child.
Yes.
Who is Daniel Craig? Is that
Daniel Craig was the guy that the other archaeologist.
The quote-unquote love
sexual
interest.
tension guy? Okay.
Yeah, sexual tension guy. He was also very famously James Bond.
Haven't
And also
seen it.
Knives Out.
I
Yes,
have
he
seen
is
that
also
one.
Knives Out.
He's the gay detective.
Yeah, Benoit Blanc.
He's
Well, and this
all I
part
can
of
th- all I can-
curiosity.
when I think about him, all I can think about is in the sequel to Knives Out, where he's in the bathtub playing Among Us. Sorry,
That was
off
a good
topic,
scene.
but like,
I love Knives Out. The whole series is incredible.
Yes, I cannot wait for Wake Up Dead Man.
So
but back to this pile of shit.
yes. Alright. This movie is not good.
It's not.
It's really not good.
It's not the best.
Arguably, no, not arguably. It's definitely worse than AVP. I just want to say that out of the two movies I watched for the
Mhm.
podcast.
Mhm.
But like, I didn't enjoy this film. It's kind of like how I felt about The Wicker Man.
Be very careful.
The one
what
with
you
Nick
say
Cage.
here.
No, the remake.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Very
Where-
careful.
Why? Someone gonna like dox me?
It's happened to me
So
before.
don't bark, Sky. What the fuck?
We
This is
know you're
going
a
on
fairy,
the
get over
internet.
it.
What the hell?
Fucking-
We know you're a fairy. Get over it.
I was doing
Anyway.
the presentation of Fit.
Finn doesn't bark. Anyway,
Right.
fuck. What
When
was I
you say
saying
something bad
again?
about Wicker Man.
Oh, right. In the case where I didn't really feel like anything happened.
Mm.
It never felt like there was any real like risk
Yeah, I actually put in
Yeah.
my notes that it didn't feel until about the 45-minute part, like after she gets fucking swatted. I don't think anything really happens until that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
And-
even after that point, it's like I think I know why I felt this way because I sat down and thought about it on my way to uni. I think it's because she's a Mary Sue. That's
Oh,
the
yeah,
term,
she is.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It like when you have this picture perfect girl boss, which like don't get me wrong, I love a girl boss.
Everyone loves a girl boss.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like there's any risk because she'll always have the solution. She'll always have the skills. Everything will always go away.
Mm.
Like, I mean, she literally got the power of time control. I don't know how much more OP a British woman can get. Like, bro.
As a Brit, I feel offended. Also, I completely agree, Nico. It really did. I haven't played like the original Tomb Raider games, but I have played the first of the remakes or the reboot franchise. And she didn't feel like a Mary Sue in that game. She felt overpowered. But that was, I think that was more because it's a video game, and you're the player character. It's your level of skill, not necessarily hers. But
My first thought was it's because of all that white privilege.
Oh no, she oozes with white privilege, but
I mean,
no shit.
I mean, she lives in a fucking mansion
Because her father was an
butler.
archaeologist.
I don't think being an archaeologist makes you that much money. Jesus Christ!
Oh, sorry, no, because they stole from a lot of different cultures.
I was gonna say, isn't it because he's like, spoiler alert or whatever, part of the Illuminati or was at some point?
The Illuminati was the bit where I was like, okay, that's okay.
As soon as
Okay,
that
then.
was said, I knew what type of movie I was in for.
Look, my literal note was Illuminati. Sure, why not?
It's something that really annoyed me about this film. So I'm gonna get this out of my chest before I start going off like Mikon's execution in Danganronpa.
Wow, just throwing spoilers for Danganronpa 2 out there.
Yeah, fuck you guys. If you haven't played it by now, it was like 2014. Get over yourself.
I still haven't finished the game yet, but I know about that execution.
I was gonna say I didn't spoil that for you.
Yeah, no,
anyway,
I'm fine.
Fuck, I got so angry, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, right, remember now. Just like an AVP, but like to a worse extent, they mishmash so many different cultures and religions and mythologies together, and it's fucking crazy because they do it wrong in almost every instance.
And
like,
I will say, at least in this film, it's not all set in one location. They're actually traveling around the world a bit.
yeah. And like they definitely did some things right. Like, for example, I did a little bit of research for this episode, guys. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
When Lara Croft is like opening the book that she cuts open to get the letter from her dad, there's like a guy with 6 arms on like the bit that she like cuts off or whatever. And I when I was watching it with Sky, I was like, oh, this looks like it's from like Buddhism or Hinduism. Jesus Christ, I can't talk. But
no, not Jesus Christ.
Shut up. Shut
Oh my
up.
god.
And then I looked up what the main religion of the place that she had to go to when she read the letter. I can't remember what it was called. Was it Cambodia?
It was Cambodia.
Yeah, Cambodia.
Okay, their predominant religion is Buddhism. And I remember the dude having 6 arms, so I was like, Buddhist god with 6 arms? And it came up with a guy called, 6-armed, I'm gonna butcher this, apologies.
6-armed Buddha.
No, 6-armed Mahakala.
Okay.
And he's like a god, a deity, of, like, precision or, like, clarity when it comes to actions. Which is like kind of a nice little nod, I think. Because when she's like reading the letter, it's like you have to go and destroy the triangles. It's your kind of destiny, Lara Croft.
Yeah.
Go, white woman. Go destroy this cover culture's stuff.
Yeah. Go, British woman, go. Colonize this place.
It is your God-given right, white woman.
There's a lot of people's cultures destroyed in this film.
Yeah, and Ra's eye technically, and now I could be wrong because when I did my research for this, it was a little more while ago. The Eye of Ra is obviously an extension of Ra, so it's an extension of his power. So when it's consumed in mythology, it grants the person who consumes it, obviously, his godlike power and basically gives him god status, like head god status. And then I was like Googling because I was like, what is this? What does this have to do with like time? I don't think he's the god of time. But like after my quick Google search, it's like he actually invented time, which kind of makes sense because he's the sun in the day and night cycle.
Mm.
And I thought that's cool. I don't know what was up with the triangle though. What I don't know what the triangle was. I looked at it. I didn't see any like distinct. No, like the triangle that does the power, because the Eye of Ra is in the Illuminati because it's about power. Also, they got the Illuminati wrong somehow in this movie. But like, I'm not as annoyed about that because that's not really someone's culture or anything. That's kind of just like I guess American culture conspiracy theorists. Like the Illuminati's meant to be like powerful celebrities and people in positions of power who have like for world control, right? But she's not on the Illuminati side. But on this side, they're kind of just like, yeah, we want to control time, which is powerful. Don't get me wrong, OP power, but like they don't really have like any like specific direction. They just want it. They don't want it for a reason. They just want it to have it.
Just generally, I want time.
I kind of went on a rant there. I wouldn't say this is a special interest, but like a hobby. I like overly sarcastic productions. I like mythologies. Teehee.
Yeah.
All right. On a bit more of the film production side.
Yeah.
Just a few fun facts about this film. For the time when this film released, it had the
year
highest...
of our Lord 2001.
In the year of our Lord 2001. It had the highest opening record for box office for a film with a female protagonist, beating out the previous one, which was Scary Movie, as well as the highest opening record for a video game adaptation, beating out Pokemon the first movie.
No, not Pokemon.
I will say this movie did fucking numbers.
It did.
Like, it was a high grossing movie in America and Britain. They ate this shit up.
Yeah, and then the sequel was shit.
Well, the first one wasn't that great either.
No, but it was also the 5th highest grossing film of 2001.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Damn.
No. Sorry, apologies. It debuted. It beat out for a bit. It beat out Shrek in the box office.
Oh, damn!
What the heck?
For a bit, Shrek later overtook it, but
Also, I'd like to point out this movie because I looked up the release date because I was like, if this was released on my birth, I'm gonna kill myself. Not really, but I will. It was made no, but it was made almost exactly a year before Madeline was born.
Huh.
Oh.
By a day. It was made the 11th of June 2001.
Oh
wow. But fun fact: this film shares a director with Con Air.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is, the only film this guy has done that has over 3 stars on Letterboxd.
That was a bit of a jab.
No.
It was.
Who's the director? Not that I'm not gonna know.
The director is a man named Simon West. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Paul. The other films that he has are over 5 stars, aren't feature length, so I'm not counting them. So
okay.
Not long enough. Didn't watch. Boo.
But funnily enough, the other film, one of the few other films that he has over 5 stars, only has 10 reviews, and it's a Tomb Raider parody.
Oh God, no! That's so unfortunate. Parody of your own shit.
Lauren Croft goes on an adventure with
Lauren Croft.
Lauren Crank.
He's cranking.
Ah, yes, Bara Foff.
Let's crank it, guys. So, I mean, a bit back on like the thing that you mentioned, Nico. That like, I'll also just say like, this movie is just kind of racist. I mean, besides like the stealing of different cultures, it sort of perpetuates like because she ends up like she's in Cambodia and she's like there, and I don't know, she drinks some magical tea that closes up all her wounds. And it's like,
that was stupid, but
that was dumb. But
I get what you mean. Like with the perpetuation of like the white heroine, like some white person coming in to someone else's culture and country. Anyway, like the white savior complex is what I mean. Where they like come into someone else's country or culture, usually uninvited, but then they get turned into some weird savior where they, I mean, obviously don't fix all of the problems, but they like seem to fix a lot of things.
Yeah, it's the same issue as Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Very much so.
Painting the colonizers as the good guys.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to quickly note, something I wrote down in my notes, is the fact that Angelina Jolie, who is an American, plays a British character.
Yes, this is what I was going to talk about as well.
And Daniel Craig, who's a British actor, plays an American character. It's just like, I realized that like halfway through the movie, and I was like,
Is he trying with an American accent in this one?
Yes, he very clearly is.
Okay, yeah.
It's not a great American
I already
accent.
sort of blanked out on it, because he does a great American accent in Knives Out, but Angelina Jolie does a really shit British accent. It's so fake.
It kind of sounds like this, and
Blimey! Go get the triangle!
Tuna Pip and Cheerio, governor.
Oh bother!
I shut my fucking crumpet.
I'm quite cross with you, Daniel Craig. Her accent is so shit.
It's not.
It's so funny.
I will say on once again back on the production side, the CGI in this film isn't awful for 2001.
Are you sure?
I didn't think it was that bad. I'm talking most. The only time I ever even really registered the CGI was during the fight in the tomb. What? Where they were fighting like the statues that came to life.
Yeah.
I didn't think that looked that bad. Like, I didn't think it looked amazing, but for 2001, I thought it wasn't bad.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was watching it again, I had to like keep in my head like the context. This is the early 2000s.
I mean, look, fair. However, though, I will just say that before the statues come alive, there's like a liquid that goes into it. The liquid looks about on par with a Shark Boy and Lava Girl film.
Yes, the liquid looks bad, but they couldn't animate liquid until 2016 when The Good Dinosaur came out, and we all know that.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm not joking.
They could animate water.
Poorly.
I know there's a movie, I don't remember what one. It was like around when Adobe came out or something.
Show your receipts, bitch.
It was some underwater film where the water was sentient.
Yeah. There's something. Sorry,
What
this
the
is
fuck are you
this
talking
is this is unrelated. Oh wait, wait. Before I go on that, sorry, I'm going through my notes. I'm like, I've got to mention this. Oh, I've got to mention this.
What do you mean? What do you have to talk about?
I called that polyanimal group in my notes. I called it Venom Muck.
What?
I wrote Venom Muck holding first half looks like shit.
Venom Muck.
Yeah.
How do you
And
spell
what's Venom
muck?
What's Muck
M-U-C-K.
backwards?
M-U-C-K. Okay, good.
And
I
what's
thought you
Muck
spelled it like
backwards?
the Pokemon.
No.
Venom
And the
dumb.
other thing that I saw while I was scrolling through my notes on a more unrelated note, when that ghost child talks to
Which one? Ghost Child 1 or Ghost Child 2?
I can't remember which one, but you'll know once I talk more.
Okay.
One of the ghost children, when they talk and then disappear, leaves like a flower on the ground, right? And when I was watching it with Sky was like, "What the fuck? Why is there jasmine on the ground?"
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
lavender on the ground, not jasmine. She's like, "Why is there lavender on the ground?" And I was like, "That's jasmine. The whole thing is like jasmine because of the dad. Because of what the fuck?"
Yeah. I misremembered what type of flower it was.
I
and
had
I
to
said
laugh at
lavender.
Sky.
It's
and
okay,
I,
Sky. We all know you're a bit stupid sometimes.
Yeah.
Damn. But
Knock on my head, it's hollow.
I told Sky, I'm like, that was silly. I'm mentioning it, and Sky's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's me.
A bit silly.
Man.
Some of my notes, I'm like reading over them, and I'm like, this shit's funny. Like, Lara Croft epilepsy pug, except I spelt Croft wrong and wrote Croft.
Sorry, what is
This
what do you mean epilepsy pog?
There's one point where it's one of the fighting scenes. I can't fucking remember which one, but there's like a fucking strobe light that goes off in between like cuts
Oh, okay.
or something. I was like, Jesus Christ! Good thing I don't have epilepsy.
Yeah. Oh, I found it.
What?
The Abyss by James Cameron. If you
What's
look at
this
the
about?
water CGI in it, it doesn't look like shit.
The Best by James Cameron, 1989. That looks like dog shit, Sky.
In comparison to the Venom cum?
Can I Venom come? Jesus Christ!
Look,
Why did no? That's not what.
Okay,
No.
I'm gonna post this in general, and
Yeah, let me see.
Sky, you can
can
edit
shut
this
up.
in. This looks like dirt.
That looks like chaos from Sonic.
It does. That's not a good thing.
That's not a good thing.
In
That looks
1989.
like shit. That
In
looks
1989, that looks like something out of Courage the fucking Cowardly Dog.
Don't diss Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I'm not, but it has the same uncanny valley sort of look to it. It looks
Yeah.
like he's about to ask me to return the slab.
I'm already being
What's
as
worse?
considerate. I'm already being as considerate as I can. That looks like shit.
What's worse, this or whatever that shit was in
No.
the Tomb Raider?
They're
Tomb
on
Raider.
par. They're
On
on
par?
par. Yeah.
That's
Except
not a
one
good
came
thing,
out
though.
like almost a decade earlier.
Oh, I'm sorry. One was on screen for 2 seconds. The other was presumably the entire premise of the film.
See, I think when it comes to this kind of stuff, it would just be better if they just, I don't know, didn't.
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 Yeah.
Come up with a different point. Or if the medium allows it, like, animate it with, like, fucking, like, literally animate it with, like, paper and
Yeah.
shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see this dog ass CGI. Like, not that I could. Not that I could. I was gonna say dog shit, and then I was like, no, I'll say it's ass, and then I kind of just combined them.
Dog
ass,
ass, CGI.
But like, not that I could do any better. I don't know anything about filming and CGI or anything like that. But like, I could look at that and be like, that is shit. Ew.
It looks good. Oh, look, I'm not going to win
Good.
this one.
You know.
Okay.
Good.
Look, I'll go on to
Shut
something that I actually did look at. So, in this one, there was controversy about picking Angelina Jolie for this movie.
Mm.
What do you think the biggest one was, though?
I don't know, but wasn't Uma Thurman supposed to be in the role as well? I think the 4 other people that turned it down were Charlize Theron, Uma Thurman, Liv Tyler, and someone else.
Jesus Christ! 4 people turned it down.
You blame them?
Yeah.
No, not at all. But holy shit! How desperate do you need to be for a role to take a role that 4 people rejected?
Yeah. I don't know about the ones that turned it down, but one of the ones that was most notable that people thought would have been better was what's her name? Rona Mitra,
Can't say I'm familiar.
Who is a British actress and not an American actress.
Oh, that would have been better, yes.
Yeah. And then the other big controversy was that they're like, what the hell? Angelina Jolie doesn't have the big milkers that Lara Croft Tomb Raider has.
Okay,
and she talks about this. He goes, I'm a 36C.
So here you go.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm a 36C. Lara, she's a 36D, and in the game, she's a double D.
Yeah.
Did I get a boobs cup right?
You did.
I guessed. Holy shit! Boobie connoisseur over here.
But the titty whisperer.
There is so much on the Wikipedia about people complaining about her boobs. There's so much.
Why are you surprised?
I
shouldn't be. Just.
I'm not saying it should be,
guys,
but it is.
Look at this. God. You fucking horn dogs.
Look. I don't actually know how big her triangle titties are in the game.
Sorry, 36. There were 36 double dimensions.
Double dimension.
Double dimension. They poked you in 2 eyes.
Oh, you mean a double D? Okay.
That was good.
But
thank you.
I like that one.
Sorry, I don't want to go on a booby tangent, but
we're already there.
Yeah, speaking of boobies, when there was the first shower. Okay, when that was the first shower scene with Lara Croft, I was like, ugh, of course, a shower scene. Of course, I have to sexualize the woman protagonist. Guys, she's attractive. Please watch our movie. But then later on, when there was. But later on, when there was the another shower scene with the guy, I was like, "Holy shit, men shower scene!"
Yes.
We know you're gay. Calm down.
Yes,
but it was Daniel Craig.
But that made me feel a
very
bit
attractive
better.
man.
He's a very attractive man.
I don't know. I'm asexual, so
I'm gay sexual.
This kind of slips over my head. I don't find either of them attractive sexually.
They also did they? No, they showed about as much for both of them.
They did.
Yeah. You almost saw Daniel Craig's penis.
That made me feel better about the Lara Croft
That would have been immediate 5 stars for this film if they did.
Well, I mean, people were considering Megan. They're like, oh, could we show a bit of nude? And then
do peen on screen?
And then they're like, look, we can't get it past the ratings. Fuck it, we'll just go PG-13.
Cowards.
/M. Look, yeah, I think that's a coward's way out. I think go full balls.
Well,
yeah.
I think the thing about is whether the actor is comfortable with that kind of nudity. I don't know.
We all know that Daniel Craig would be.
I don't know that.
I think he would be now, at least.
Nowadays, I reckon he's willing to do anything right now. He's a bad man, and I love him.
It's not that he's desperate for money. It's just that he just would do any role.
Yeah, he would because he loves what he does.
Yeah, I think he would have a full-blown sex scene with Hugh Grant. Though I don't think Hugh Grant would be down.
God, if that happens in the third Knives Out, oh my God, my money is yours. Take it.
please stop moaning on the podcast.
Nope,
You're gonna
already
get
done.
demonetized.
I'm gonna have to put this one as only for an 18+ audience. What the hell?
We've talked too much about peed on screen and titty sizes.
That's fine. It's educational.
It's education.
Speaking of, I don't want to be too much of I don't want to honk my own horn too much. That's the phrase. I forgot what it was.
Don't talk about honking anything while we're talking about boobs.
Honk honk. No, but I'm surprised I got the size right, but I'm not that surprised because I have this weird ability. I don't want to call it an ability.
You have a preternatural ability to sense the titty size of anyone in a room.
Yes, actually though, I'm weirdly good at being able to be like, yeah, they're probably like about this.
Well, it's not that outside the realms of possibility. It's just really funny how it was said. Like, oh, I kind of have this ability. I know you cut size.
It's a superpower.
You are the worst X-Men mutant ever.
It's like that fucking audio where it's like, if my nurse isn't steering me wrong, then one of you beautiful ladies is menstruating or whatever.
Yeah, it's me.
What is that from?
I don't know what it's from, but I know exactly the audio you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what it's from, but so yeah, good on me. I could probably guess the dude's boobie size too.
Yes.
If I get a picture up, I'm not going to, but I could.
All right, let's see.
I think there is one other thing. Three other notes I'm now realizing I wanted to bring up. First of all, can we talk about the PowerPoint transitions between scenes?
Yeah.
But I love PowerPoint
like
transitions.
All screen wipes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm amazed we didn't get a curtain wipe at one point.
I would have lost my shit. I love PowerPoint animation transitions. Not because they're good. I don't know. I just like them. Obviously not in a movie, but like...
Like, it reminded me of Star Wars always, how they just have screen wipes the entire time.
But speaking of the shots, at the start, it's like bam, 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 bam. Like, changing to this shot, changing to that. It's so disorientating.
It's a very, very early 2000s movie.
Yeah.
It reminded me of, like, a fucking soap opera. Like, that... I saw one example. It was like an Indian soap opera. I can't even remember what the fucking scene's about, but, like, the teenage girl reveals something. And then it's like, and then it, like, zooms in, and it, like, flashes a bunch, and then it does, like, a sweep, and then it does, like, a fucking, like, 360 pivot of, like, the entire... It's crazy.
Yeah. But, look, I say in the most derogatory term, it has 2001 editing.
Hey, don't diss the year of our Lord, 2001, alright? I was born that year, therefore default.
Yeah, but movies weren't... Were there any good movies around that time?
I was gonna say, didn't
even come
out about that time. Well, all I know is animated. You fucked me over right there.
Because animated movies can't be edited like a live action film.
Oh, you know what brilliant film came out in 2001?
What?
Surprise
when
me.
Snoop Dogg took up the role of Jimmy Bones in Bones.
Oh, okay.
A film that I know about there's a very big soft spot for.
Yeah! The fucking Flash War was so cool in that movie!
How do you know about that movie?
I watched Dead Meat on it.
Oh, okay.
That's how I know most films that you probably go, huh? How the fuck that one? Because fun fact, audience, I don't know shit.
Because I was like, I know about it from Eye Cramps.
I love it's so stupid. Like, it's so good, but it's also stupid. But it's so good.
Do you want me to?
All right, there was some technical difficulties there. I don't know what happened, but the audio seems fine. Yeah, Johnny Bones is great.
By my enthusiasm.
We also released in that year Jason X, Scary Movie 2, which I will not take notes is the best scary movie.
Cats and dogs.
Cats and Dogs, the Ocean's 11 remake, Donnie Darko, The Fast and the Furious. There are a good few films that came out this year.
I want to bring up the animated one, Spirited Away, Bobby and the Nutcracker, Monsters Inc. See, they had good films in 2001.
A Knight's Tale, Fellowship of the Rings came out in that year.
Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chain. Us versus Jones.
Mulholland Drive. Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Spy Kids, the best spy movie known to man.
Look, I get it, but like, that's editing's I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay, but the year, I had to defend my year, you know?
Okay.
Good, it's a good year. It's a good year.
Shrek came out that year. What are we talking about? Did we already mention that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we did.
Shrek!
Somebody.
No, copyright.
Copyright strike. I hope you have to fucking beep over that.
No, fine. A fun fact: Angelina Jolie's real dad played her dad in this movie.
Really?
Well, she has a real dad.
One last one, Zoolander. Just thought I'd mention that one.
Very nice.
The irony being, I don't have really much else to say about this film. Actually, one inconsistency I noticed, like one mistake.
Oh, okay.
In the scene where Lara Croft has time frozen, you see steam still rising in the background.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd mention that one.
Fair.
Well, you're gonna be like, what inconsistency? The movie, it shouldn't have happened.
I also want to note the first song that plays over the credits is a song I adore, being "Where's Your Head At" by Basement Jaxx, and I will always think of that Disney skating game whenever I hear it.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Grinding the pipe is Simba.
Yeah.
Star Command.
But this movie overall was kind of just a bunch of nothing. But like, there were parts of it that made me so like, what's the word? Irrationally angry. Like, I have in my notes, "Time's broken." That's not how time works. And there's like 3 lines of like me screaming.
Yeah.
Nico. Time's a man-made concept. You can't break a concept. You can't break a concept.
See why it's so fun to watch these movies with?
It's either incredibly entertaining or incredibly annoying.
I
find you.
Sorry, lost a bit more audio there. Whoopsie poopsie. Anyway, back to it.
Basically dating in a platonic way.
So we're not dating.
Well, there's like a queer platonic relationship where it's like, that's a term that a romantic people typically use when they have a relationship that's more than like just being besties. But it's not like quite a romantic relationship because they don't have that romantic attraction. Like they might do things that a typical couple would do, like buy a house together, maybe have kids together, maybe kiss. Dude. So that's a bit of a tangent. I just want to explain that.
All right.
I in my notes I have dead zone, more like dumb zone. That's not how things naturally work.
Oh yeah, the dead zone.
Oh wait, what about that dog that goes through a time rift and just turns and just what the fuck was that?
So the time zone is so funny because that's not what a time zone is. Sorry, a dead zone where it just stops all the vehicles. That was stupid
I don't
and funny.
think there's any like
that.
Yeah, it was kind of like an
too,
EMP, but like it was like an EMP was acting and constantly on in a certain area. But like I don't think EMPs are naturally occurring things.
When they were driving to like the to where they had to like finish off the Illuminati thing. And that dog, I thought that dog just died for a bit because it just jumped through and it turned into just the muscle and just the skeleton, but no, it came back out.
Confused
That's
me
just so
when I
funny.
was looking at it. Because when I first saw it, I was like, did that dog just turn into like a hellhound? Why time turn the dog into Satan? I'm confused.
Ugh.
My brain's not very big. I have another note that just says spine snap smiley face. I don't even remember what that's about. I'm presumably someone snapped their spine.
Oh, yeah. So when they were going around the solar system thing where like there's
Oh, where
all the
Lara
planets
Croft
moving.
gets sucked off by the sun, yes.
Yeah. There were guys in there that kept getting knocked off, but there was one guy that just had his fucking spine crushed between two of the moving planets.
Put it because it probably had a good crunch to it, so I just went spine snap smiley face.
Which it's just wild that like all these people like, oh no, I'm knocked off, and just one guy just dies.
I think the last thing I want to mention about this movie, so that I don't go on too much of a tangent, I have in my notes, don't use the triangle, proceeds to use it. Because there's that whole thing.
Listen.
Yeah, there's the whole thing where Lara Croft's dad, I will never learn the people's names. He's like, I know you miss me, but like, don't use the triangle. It's irresponsible, and no one person should have that much power. And then, like, she doesn't use it to save her dad, but like, she uses it, and no consequences.
No fairness, if the choice was Death of the Universe or Daniel Craig, I know what I'm choosing.
I don't know how to tell you this, Finn, but Daniel Craig needs a universe to exist in order to sustain his existence.
Scenario.
He's just like in the nothingness, but it's just him. You wouldn't even be there to appreciate. How would you? I guess because you have the time power. Yeah. I was gonna say, how are you gonna be there to appreciate Daniel Craig?
Me, him, and the Infinite.
But I don't. I think you'd still die because like that means there wouldn't be like
there would be no romance involved.
It would just be you swooning, and then he's just there like, hi.
Precisely.
Hi.
So are you gonna like restore the universe or? No.
Also, this movie was meant to be 130 minutes long.
What?
It was meant to be 130 minutes long before they cut it down.
Why do you use minutes to measure it? Like, give me the hours and the minutes. I don't.
2 hours and 10 minutes.
Thank you. I was gonna say I don't know how many hours 130 minutes is. What am I? Someone who does math? God no.
It's just a 6 times tables.
Ew. Stop bringing up math.
What do you mean?
Yucky. I don't want to have to think.
Okay, it was meant to be 2 hours and 10 minutes before they cut it down to like basically an hour and a half.
Still too long
because
in
the
my
credits
opinion.
Like what, like 10 minutes or some shit.
Anything over 30 minutes is too long for me.
I think with that we should get to the top 3 reviews.
Well, actually, okay. I'll just steamroll through these last things.
Apologies.
So, Angelina Jolie's ex-husband, not Brad Pitt, the one before that. Apparently, he used to ignore her and play Tomb Raider before she was in the movie. And she's denied that she did the movie out of spite. But imagine you ignore your wife and play Tomb Raider, then next thing you know, your wife is Tomb Raider. And then also just Roger Ebert, the famed film critic, he liked this movie. Like, he fucking loved this movie. Okay. If I understand it correctly, he rates his movies out of 4. He gave it a 3.
Jesus.
And talked high of it.
It's a gentleman's 5.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically all I have. Top 3 review. Let's roll.
I'll begin.
All right.
1.5 by Colin the Dude. This movie is so 2001 that if you watch until the credits are over, the screen actually turns into a monolith and you morph into a Star Child fetus and float like a balloon into space.
any of that mean?
Well,
that one's a bit lost on me.
I'll read the next one.
Okay.
My turn. Free Stars by Gal Pacino.
Pacino.
Was trying to decide what to watch for International Women's Day, and my boy roommate jokingly suggested Tomb Raider. Unaware, I own the Blu-ray, $2.99 at Amoeba Music. Amoeba Music, and live my life as a Lara Croft apologist. Then my other boy roommate stood up to turn off the lights, so my girl roommate and I didn't have to move from the couch. Allyship is awesome, smiley face. And so is this silly little movie that haters take too serious. Lara Bean Croft. But like Bean is all capitalized for whatever reason.
yeah.
And Lara and Croft aren't.
Yeah. So, and then Aaron with 3.5 stars. I just know Angelina Jolie was handcrafted by gods.
Okay, dude.
I mean, don't get me wrong, she's
Simp
attractive and she's like a bad girl. I mean, it kind of gets deterred in the modern day where I'm like, this is so like early 2000s girly pop. But she's cool. I don't know. But like, I don't know about handcrafted by the gods, bro.
I was like, sorry, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this feels like Finn wrote this.
What? Is that a good thing?
Reads Finn's review.
You'll know. Harlequin from Harlequinade, 2.5 stars. There's a scene here where naked Daniel Craig opens the door and a maid sees him and screams and runs away. That is the least relatable shit I've ever seen. I need to bring that to your attention. So I was like, did Finn write this? Does he have a secret letterbox account I don't know about?
I don't think Finn has any shame when it comes to simping for men.
Have you heard how I've been speaking this episode?
Yeah, you moaned in the microphone for a good portion.
I apologize for anyone who was listening to that.
I would argue a few seconds isn't a good portion, but
it was
a few seconds is
in
a few
retrospect.
seconds too long.
Right.
All right. Well, yeah. I think that's where we'll wrap up this episode. Thank you for joining us, and back on some time.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. I'll be the fan favorite.
I can already see it now.
It's okay, Finn. I know you love me.
And all of our stuff will be in the description down below.
Yes.
All right. Well, see you in the cinema.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.